we're at a location that the outside lights, which he's approved for me to replace, we're going to LED the place up. But as far as the building lights go, all the building lights are coming on, okay? But none of the goosenecks are. So we have these goosenecks all the way around, and they're all off. So it looked like they had the whole system just on a timer inside. So this is the timer, but I could hear it. And the fact that I know these units, I am the facility manager for 4 locations just like this. So my lighting controller is there on the wall, but theirs is up there. Because you have all these different outside lights, pole lights, pole lights, pole lights, but they're turning them on and off with one controller because, look at this mess. So, let's light this up and see if one of these contactors is not pulled in or one of them's burned up. All right, so they are all pulled in currently. If I look at the centers, okay. So the fact, when they said that none of the pole lights were on, then I knew we had an issue with, oh, look at that. So they used the 3-pole before and then they moved it. So now I gotta get up here with the meter and find out what in the world. What a mess. We gotta power in, power out, and check what we've got. Because they should just be breaking, right? So let me go back. See how the centers are all pulled in? Right. I'm gonna flip the switch and bang, they're out. Now, bang, they're in. And all 6 are moving every time. So, we don't have a dead contactor as far as the coil goes. Now, we may have a contactor that's just broken a leg, so that's where we have to start testing across everything. This is not helpful. In fact, it's quite peculiar. So I went across everywhere there's a wire, right? So there's not wires on all of them, right? But we've got, we're breaking 3 legs here, and we, literally going 120, 120, 120, 120, all the way across. We're literally good. There's, there's ones that are burnt aren't used. You've got a whole contactor here with nothing on it, which makes me wonder why. And then I've got legs coming in, right? I've got a red leg here that's just capped oddly. I don't remember if it was a black or a blue one. Yeah, here's a black one that's also capped, right? Like, what are we doing here? There's a red line that's capped. So like this is without any clue of what's going on. Here is 2, right? Here is 2 wires. If I were to chase this, right? Oh, that's getting its power from here. What's this red wire in this? Right, if I were to chase that, where's it going? My assumption is that the goosenecks were working and now they're not. But maybe they haven't been working for a long time because somebody did something and they're just finally asking for help about it. So here we go. Trying to figure this one out. Again, all of my contactor points are good. And the only unconnected wires that I see are this red one, which is a hot leg in, right? So when I kill these, I've still got my hot leg in, which I'd be really interested if that goes off when I turn off one of these that says building lights. Let's see, building lights. There's 26 and 28. So let's turn off 26. Nope, back on, turn off 28. No. Building signs, we know that's not it because the signs are lit up. Nope. Road sign, road sign. Nope. It's clearly not spare. All right, as far as this system goes, everyone swears nobody's been up here, nobody's done anything. So I'm gonna write off the fact that this is involved, or this is involved, or this is involved. They said it worked Wednesday, and now it's Friday, and they said last night they weren't on. So I think the only thing I can do, and they're open now, and it's kind of a pain, is like I'm gonna have to chase. I'm gonna have to go to a gooseneck light in the wall and then chase it back and see where it's coming from. Because again, we're only breaking hots in here. There's a couple neutrals because they needed them for pulling in the contactors, but like all of these are hots. This is what's a little bit. Absolute cluster, man. I was even trying to carefully trace, because right, it's got to be, you know, some of these coming in here has to be. So like, all right, there's a neutral there. Since I have all my hots at my contactors, testing the ground is where I'm wondering if I'm losing it testing, running the neutral. So that could be, if I can find a legit neutral here, then I might could, right? So this should be a legit neutral. So I can go from all of my hot legs to this neutral and see if I have one that's dropping out. All right, I give up. All of the intelligent ways to test this are expended. So this is a neutral. I know that because I can go into this hot and I can get 120. So now I can go on all of my load sides, right? 120, 120. Because if, I want you to think about a light. We could be sending 120 volts out the black wire, but if the wire's broken in the fixture and not making it back, I'll have 120 to ground, but I won't have 120 to neutral. And the Donkey Kong crazy part is I have 120 volts on every one of these things to a neutral. All of these are working properly. All the wiring is good. And these are all my loads, right? My lines are up here. So obviously if I have loads out, I have good lines in. Yeah, this is gonna be touch the conduit and trace it all the way back. If we had it melted down in a junction box somewhere, I would lose it. I would have found it right there with that test. All right, so I did do one other thing, which I hadn't thought of doing. I pulled amp draw and everything. So I went to every leg and I pulled an amp draw. And this wire right here, I got no amps on. So I'm getting voltage. Weirdly, that's this. I'm trying to chase. So there's the neutral to it. And I know this is the neutral to that wire. And I have 120 from that wire to here. But I don't have any voltage, or I don't have any amps. What does that mean? I have 120 volts on that complete circuit. Where's this black wire go to? This black wire is to here. I'm providing voltage. I have a complete circuit, but I have no amps. So, photocell, right? I just went to the roof. There is no photocell on the roof. I walked around the edge of the building. There's no photocell. I mean, again, you say, why would there be a photocell just on the goosenecks? There shouldn't be, but you never know. I know I'm sending voltage here. It's not going anywhere. I also took this 120 volts and that load and put them together so that I was sending 120 volts into that red wire, and nothing. I unhooked that red wire, left everything on, went outside, and I didn't have any lights off, right? You feel me? So when I unhooked that and no lights went off, that made me go, okay, that's my circuit. I really want to fix this today. I really, really, really do. I mean, one, because I'm here. Two, because I shouldn't get beat up by a stupid electrical circuit that won't light. That does run off in the direction of the goosenecks, but I'm not going to shimmy up there now. But yeah, when I put 120 volts to that, I didn't get anything. I still got no lights. And normally these goosenecks are all done in circuit, one to the other. I'll tell you something you will absolutely not believe. Every light bulb is blown. I'm like, I have to check. Every light bulb is blown. Here's how that happens. We've talked about this actually. This is an LED bulb. Engineers for the win. These bulbs are designed to burn for a certain number of hours. They've all been on at the same time. They've all burned the same exact number of hours, and now they're all dead. Unfreaking. It's hard to believe, but I promise. 9 light bulbs later, they all work. Every one.